app you love using, whether it's Instagram, Spotify, Airbnb, has one invisible thing in common. It's not colors, it's not the font, it's a system so simple that most people never notice it. Because if you remove it, the entire design fall apart instantly. Designers call it the skeleton behind every screen, and once you learn how to use it, your UI design will instantly look more professional, more balanced, and way more organized. By the end of this video, I'll show you the exact live Figma setup that separates immature looking designs from professional ones. Trust me, this one worth watching till the end. Let's get into it. So hey everyone, welcome back to Design with Boo, the channel where we break down UX UI design concepts in a simple practical way so you can actually use them in your project, not just understand the theory. So if you are into UI design, Figma tutorials, or just want to design like a pro, hit that like button and turn on notifications because we drop videos like this every week. Alright, let's talk about grids. So, what exactly is a grid in UI? Think about a city like New York. If you have ever walked its streets, you know exactly how to get from one place to another because the entire city is built on a grid system. That predictability is what makes navigation so easy. A UI grid works the same way. It's an invisible structure made up of columns, gutters, and margins that guides where every element on your screen goes. Let's break down these three parts. First is columns. These are the vertical section where content and elements actually live. Most of your design real estate sits here. Next is gutter. This is the empty space between the column. It's what visually separates one piece of content from other. Third is margins. These are the outer edges on your screen, the left and right space where the content should never live. So once you understand these three building blocks, everything else about grids become way simple to understand. Okay, now we know what a grid is made up of. Let's talk about the three most common type of grid used in an interface design. First is column grid. This is the simplest type. You just divide the page into vertical columns and align your UI element to them. It's flexible, clean, and great when your content is highly variable like product listing or portfolio sites. Second is modular grid. This takes the column grid and adds row on it. Where the row and column intersect, you get modules. These are the little boxes where the content snaps into. Modular grids are perfect for e-commerce sites or listing pages because rows can repeat endlessly as users scroll and browse. Third is hierarchical grid. This one organizes content by importance. The biggest, most important elements get the biggest space, while secondary and tertiary content shrinks into smaller columns and modules. Think of a news website homepage. The lead story is huge and everything else is smaller around it. A good rule of thumb, if one piece of content will always be more important than the rest, like breaking news, go with hierarchical grid. Right, theory is done. Let's actually build one. I'm going to show you how to set up a 12 column grid for desktop and 4 column grid for mobile, and then how to save both as reusable style so you never have to set this up twice. First, I'll open Figma and create a new frame, a desktop size frame since we are designing for a website. With the frame selected, I'll head to the layout grid section in the right panel and add a new grid. I'll set the type to column. Since this is a website, I'll go with the 12 column. For the gutter, I'll set it up to 20 pixel and the margin, I'll set it up somewhere between 80 and 100 pixels. Either value works fine. It's really just depend on how much breathing room you want on the edges of your website. Now, instead of setting this up manually every time, I'm going to save it as a style. I'll click on the 4 dots next to the grid, then hit the plus icon to save it as a style. This way, this exact 12 column setup is now saved and reusable across my entire file. Now let's do the same thing for mobile. I'll create a new frame, a mobile size frame this time, and again go to the layout grid and add a new grid and set it to column. Since mobile screens have way less space to work with, I'll bring this down to 4 column grid. The gutter stays at 20 pixels, but since it's much smaller frame, I'll bring the margin down to 20 pixel this time. And just like before, I'll save this style too. 4 dot and then plus icon. Now if I check my style panel, and you see I have got two saved grid style, one for desktop and one for mobile. And here's why it is so useful. Let's say I create a brand new desktop frame. Instead of setting up column, gutter and margin all over again, I can just open layout grid, browse my saved style and apply the desktop grid style directly. So this was all about layout grid. If you liked my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to get more videos like this. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.